Hello again, Scrappy fans. Welcome back to my channel and another process video for you today. I have a bit of a mixed media one. This is a photo I'm scrapping of my son and one of my 4 bunny boys, and they were just playing on the lounge. It's quite cute, as you can see here, having little snuggly kisses. I have gone with a brown cardstock background just to match in with the bunny's colours. And what you'll see here is something I'm trying. I haven't ever done before, but I've seen others do, and I wanted to give it a bit of a burl and see if I could do it. So I'm just using some white gesso on to create a bit of a background, a muted kind of background, I guess you could say. I think it worked according to plan. I think. I'm quite happy. I do quite like the layout now it's done, and it's quite sort of very mixed media, messy kind of thing. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm just using one of my palette knife things to just smoosh that gesso over the page in this section. It's just to sort of sit at the background of my photo, just to add in, I guess, as well, some of the white from the background around the photo, the lounge and the walls and stuff. Now, I brought this distress spray stain the other week at Riot Art and Craft because apparently they're not doing Tim Holtz anymore, so I grabbed this one. It was on special, I can't even remember how much, but it was the only colour there. Didn't think this through very well, as you'll see in a second why. I decided I wanted to put yellow in the background just to pop it out a little bit. However, on the brown cardstock, it didn't work. So on the white gesso it went okay, and we'll probably see it towards the end. I wasn't very happy with that. Oh well, bit of a fail, but what can you do? So I'm using this chevron-y pattern just to, as you'll see, I'll use some blue shortly and push with a blue gelato, through the texture paste. Sorry, I did this layout weeks ago, and this is the first, I haven't had a chance to do the voiceover obviously, so I'm trying to remember what I did. So just pushing some of the texture paste through the chevron stencil. Now, the other thing is this is going into my son's album, so I wanted to make it look a little bit boyish as well as tie in some of the colours as well. It's in the photo. So yeah. So I didn't worry too much about it being too even and things like that. I just wanted a bit of I don't know, chevron look. And in the blue, I think the blue gelato here mixed in the texture paste came through really, really well. I'm quite happy with it. Tidying it up a little bit there. Now I do dry this, I think, off camera. I don't wait for it to dry. I'm a bit impatient with my heat gun, so that way, save you the hassle of seeing it. But yeah. Now I'm just going to layer my photo. I knew what papers, I've had these papers sitting in my stash for many, many years, and I've only just sort of started to pull them out and start to use them, being that I've been working on some more photos for my son's book or album, and I wanted to use some in this layout as well. Again, tying in some of the blues, the browns, and as you can see, there's some yellow in there as well. So I went with those colours. Now, layering is not something I'm really good at, so I am trying to perfect that technique a little bit. Some people make it look so easy. I don't think it is. But anyway, I think I'm a bit too, everything needs to be clean cut lines and things like that. So trying to step away from that a little bit and get messy and, mix it up a little bit on my layouts at the moment, my 12 by 12 ones. Doesn't have to all be perfect and straight. So yeah, so I use, I think it's called My Mind's Eyes, the company that did these cardstocks I'm using, going from what I can see at the bottom there, yes. And I think by the looks of it was a collection called Boy Crazy. As I said, I've had this paper in my stash for many years. This one here I brought the other week from Kaiser Craft, and it's just got some cut apart. It also has a pattern on the back, which I didn't end up using, and this one you just saw there, the blue, is from Kaiser Craft as well, and I do cake off that totally awesome piece on the side there. It came from that cut apart sheet. So what I'm doing here is just working on the layout itself, how I'm going to position everything. I think I was waiting for a little bit more for it to dry a bit better, and so just working on what pieces and elements I'm going to have on my layout. So here I'm just spraying with that yellow distress stain on this watercolour star. It's a Heidi Swap one. Again, it's been in my stash forever. It's a clear, like a packet of them I got, and this one just says Bros on it. So yeah, and now I'm whipping out the diamond press to try and do some of my own ephemera pieces. So as you can see there, I did fight with the diamond press a little bit, so I think I edited that out for you. I do fight with it a little bit sometimes. So what I've done here is made a banner out of cork, used my circle punch actually to punch out that the blue glitter piece, and then the little love heart I used the diamond press for as well. So just layering them onto that cork piece, and I've just used one of the stamps that came in one of the diamond press kits packets, and it just says cute. So as I said, I have 4 boy bunnies. Kylo is the second one we got, as you can see here. We rescued him as such, and yeah, so it's taken a lot. We got him probably mid last year, maybe we've had him, probably maybe June, July, I could be wrong, after we got our first one, Yoda. And Kylo was a bit standoffish when it comes to people, but he slowly started to warm to us. He loves my 3-year-old daughter, and this photo here is of my son, my 10-year-old, and it's just cute. Hunter's got his head bowing to Kylo, and Kylo's sort of giving him a kiss, which is a bit typical of bunnies, actually. It's sort of that dominance thing. So yes, I snapped that along with a few others, and this one is the one I decided to scrap. So now I'm just going back to the layout. As you can see, I've pulled the cardstock that I was using as my background across. It's ready to go. So now I'm just going to start, I think, putting on pieces, adding pieces to it. Just trying to remember what I used on everything. Oh yes, so I used the stamp here using my black Stays On ink, and it just says friend. So I just have randomly just placing it on my cardstock around. Some of them get covered up with the photo and the layering and stuff, and others don't. And I use this little cut apart sheet that I cut up earlier. I do use that to journal on in the end. There we go. You never have enough stamping, really. I don't know about anyone else. Sometimes I get in a bit of a mood and I think, right, I'm going to do this. I think I've said that before. And once I got the stamps out, I was like, yeah, I really like these. Let's give it a go. So, all right. Now, there is another layer here. I think I must add it. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, just adding another layer there just to break up the brown on the background was sort of the plan, and I actually end up popping the whole thing layers there on craft foam just to bring it up off that background, because the brown is obviously quite dark, and so I've got that piece that's the first layer with the stars that's a dark colour as well. So I just liked that this bit was a bit mixed in all the colours, but it was a off-whitey kind of cardstock background, so pattern paper. Sorry, I'm mumbling things up really badly today. I apologise. One of those days. Not enough coffee or chocolate. One or the other. So just popping that layer on, finishing that layer. I only do the 2 layers here, and as you can see next, I'm about to put some fun foam, again, that I got from Riot Art and Craft. I think I'm actually due to stock that back up. Alright, and I just use my double-sided tape to stick that on. As you can see. Now, do I use the double-sided tape on the mixed media? We'll have a look. I know some people say that it doesn't always stick. And I know I did a layout over the weekend that I ended up using my hot glue gun for, just because the amount of mixed media I'd put on. I didn't think it would stick for long. There we go, a little tag down there, my lovely little Now, how's everyone been? I think I have this going in real time, actually. Hope we've all been well. I had a public holiday yesterday. I'm in Canberra, so God bless Canberra Day. So yeah, I got an extra day. Not that I actually got any scrapping done, I don't think, yesterday at all. I edited a lot of videos, so you will see some videos come up through the week. I'll do the voiceovers for them and post them up onto my YouTube channel. As well as I said, I've got a blog. So if you're the first time coming here, I have this YouTube channel. I have a blog that's just scrappinames.wordpress.com and an Instagram account that's scrappin_aims, AMES, as well. So pop on over and, you know, follow me there, because I do put some blog posts up as well as my YouTube video. Sometimes I don't always get to do a video, so sometimes I try and do a blog post with just sort of the process I follow with it, of a particular layout. I mean, some layouts are pretty straightforward, but yeah, as well as anything that might be coming up or any news I might have for us. Now, these faux washi strips, I guess you could call them, came in one of my Kitaholic kits. Exactly which month I can't remember, so it would have been just sitting on my desk. Do save you the stress of watching me, or the pain of watching me cut them out. I do, as you can see, fuss around with the placement of everything. As I said in the beginning, this isn't a usual layout for me. It's a bit messy, and, you know, yeah. So I try and add in a couple of different elements and just try a few different things. And so these washi strips end up going at the back, as you can see, and layer underneath the picture. I think some of the idea I had here, and I say I think because I cannot remember, was that I went with the brown background. As I said, I can't say I've ever scrapped with brown before. I have to say it's a colour I just avoid, even though I've got my son who I've been scrapping for years for. I don't think I've ever really used like brown just like that. So I think it was a bit of a shock and a bit of a challenge for me to work with. So I've tried breaking that brown up alongside with the photo and things, just to make elements pop and make it look bright and colourful, you know, not too dim and daggy with the background, the coloured cardstock. Oh my goodness, cannot get my words right. So yeah, I just used double-sided tape to stick everything down, and looking at the layout, it hasn't come up, so it worked well. It wasn't a heavy lot of mixed media, so I think that's probably why it stuck quite good. Yeah. What challenges, actually, let's have a bit of a viewer comment. If you can comment below, what challenges you in scrapbooking? Do you have a certain colour that you don't scrap with and you want to try it out? Is there a technique or or anything? For me, it's the thread stuff twine that you can see there, trying to use it. As you can see, it's tangling in my fingers. The brown cardstock here was different. And yeah, just different elements here where it's not sort of clean cut straight down the line. So, you know, is anyone else a bit like that, a bit OCD with their scrapping, I guess, and make sure it's all nice and straight? Now, I used this wet glue here on this journal piece, on this cut apart, and looking at it, it's actually made it go a bit yuck, like that sort of wet, crinkly kind of look. So just be careful when you're using that sort of glue, that maybe that cut apart, the cardstock itself wasn't real thick, so maybe that's why it's done it. I'm not sure. But anyway. Okay. So just coming towards, I think, the end of the layout. Sorry, I've been a bit mumbly jumbly with my words today. My head's not completely clear. It's my Monday. I know it's Tuesday here, but, you know, it's my Monday. So yeah, so I hope you've liked this layout. I actually really enjoyed doing it. It did take me a bit to get it going. As I said, just different elements that I don't normally do. But I really like how this one's turned out. I think the blue in particular, the blue gelato in the texture paste made it pop. Just added something different, so I think it's gone really well. Did I put that? Yeah, fighting with this thread again as to where it was going to go. Also, actually, with the yellow, and you might see it in the close-ups, it didn't work and stick out on the cardstock like I wanted it to. However, when I did the texture paste over where the yellow, where I smushed the yellow spray, it's actually come through slightly on the paste, and it looks kind of cool actually, because it's only a faint yellow, but you can still see it, but the blue sort of sticks out more. So you might see that in the layouts in that top right hand corner in the close-ups. Oh my goodness. But yeah, well, don't forget my little maid embellishment. Oop. Sometimes I have to do my layouts like when all my kids are sleeping at lunchtime, so I sort of have to, you know, give myself a time frame of this is what I need to do. Now, as I said, these are all from different creators, so Kaiser Craft and things like that. Some things in this came from my Kitaholic Kits subscription kit. I get the main kit, and then others just, yeah, were in my stash, and I just chucked them on. I don't know if you'll see this. Oh, yeah, my journal, the date being last year. I do end up adding some of that navy blue Heidi Shine, I think it's a navy blue, to the layout as well. Just some splatters. I'm not sure if I do that. I've got it sitting there in the camera in the top right corner. I can see it, but I'm not sure if I actually do that on camera. So, yeah. And I think here I'm just looking through my little box of sequins that I have. I don't actually end up, by the looks of it, adding any. I end up adding some enamel dots or enamel hearts. You can see here, these were an Amy Tan one, and I've used all the coloured ones but left the black and white and grey ones, and this was the perfect layout for some reason to put them on. I don't know why, I just didn't like the whole black heart thing, but it worked on this layout. A bit funny. So as I said, I do hope you enjoyed this layout. I do apologise that the voiceover is a bit la-di-da. Might be time for another cup of coffee. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button below. Please leave me a comment. As I said, you know, let me know what what sorts of things you do to challenge yourself even. And what things, yeah, whether or not it's come from doing, you know, one of the challenges, a blog challenge or something, whether or not it's just something you want to do. And don't forget to subscribe. It's always nice to get a little notification that I've got a new subscriber. And as I said, I have a blog and Instagram accounts for all my scrappy fun. So, yeah, pop on over and have a look. Oh, I'm not sure what happened then, but anyway. And I think that's about it. You'll have some close-ups now. But yeah, have a great scrapping day. And I will speak to you soon, I guess, on another process video. I do have a couple of 12x12 ones coming up, and I am filming a Project Life one. Hopefully today is the plan. So you'll see that maybe towards the end of the week. See how I go. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.